as a broad account of the stagnation
For the real meaning of these struggles,
that the entire world
our country does have the strength, and it does have the military means,
has submitted
and it does have the
for
will.
50 years
And if
to
we're not
peace and
careful,
safety.
we're going to see our country attempting to impose a new imperialism
This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3, the slogan of the
and a new
Antichrist is
colonialism on Africa and Asia and Latin America.
peace and safety. And we've
And
submitted.
the blood of thousands of young men would be spilled in that conflict to no avail, and to our country's degradation.
You need a higher purpose, and I also think you often need a lower purpose. Like the higher purpose for me.
What's the lower purpose?
Well, I love the idea of.
Did you see that?
To make that awakening a rig of some kind on our enormous and mindless military mission.
The idea of getting a drone and having like fentanyl-laced urine spraying on analysts trying to show us. But the higher purpose for me was to get that's my lower this nation to be the preeminent power in the world. Because whatever faults we have, they're nothing like anyone else's.
We're still there, and I know you regret it.
Ultimately, passengers say it's a disappointment now that the new technology has been targeted by vandals. Industry watchers say as autonomous vehicles proliferate, more incidents like this will likely follow.
Around the world, we see this kind of behavior.
They will come to live life alongside you. You'll see what you see, hear what you hear.
I don't understand people who do that. Everyone has their way of being a rebel, but this is, I don't understand. It's progress. These cars are, they can give us something that will move us forward.
I've been out here 7 years, and I came out here to die.
I think the world should eliminate poverty if able to do so.
But instead of dying, I found community. I really did.
But one thing I think we all could agree on, we just shouldn't have poverty in the world. I think it'd be good to end poverty. Maybe you think we should stop the technology that can do that. I personally don't.
Like you had no hope in life?
I didn't. I lost half my family members in 1 month. Same month.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitant.
My brother, he was violently murdered by the police.
I don't know.
My father had 7 strokes. Grandmother, they both just old age.
There's so many questions of should.
Everybody will have their own AI companion.
How many of these poor homeless people wander the street to get hit by cars and they're in ERs?
And I made a bad decision. That bad decision landed me out here 7 years. But the last couple of years, not so much. I'm trying to climb out.
Your context, your preferences, your motivations, and it'll feel like an ever-present aid or friend that is there to help you navigate life's big challenges.
Inside prison walls, all your own, chanting. It ain't much different on the outside. A little kinder in the daylight, but the tigers aren't so bright or visible. In the moonlight, everything has teeth. The inmates aren't mean or cruel to him. In fact, he never really garners much attention. He doesn't even pay much attention to himself. He's just pushing time alongside everyone else, no better or worse, not even different.
Don't mind what your detractors say, because you are really the kind of Americans that are carrying on the America of justice.
No, in the wrong direction on a one-way street. They'll probably get 20 years for this. Gotcha. Parking next to a fire hydrant and a one...
let you read it. You tell them books are bad. And if you don't leave your house, they'll burn you up with you and your books still in them. Right? And so society begins to see that. The hammer comes down. If you try to learn, if you try to foster the growth of the mind, we're going to lay down the law. Other people see that, and they'll begin to say, books are bad. Don't get caught reading. Don't get caught with a book. It'll cost you your life if you try to learn something, right? It happens today. It happens in certain peer groups today. It's not cute to be smart. It's not cool to be intellectually engaged in class.
It's wiser to go to sleep. And so people will begin to engage in their own destruction.
Archie Woodson said, if you control a man's thinking, you don't have to worry about what he'll do. He'll find his proper place in society and get in it. You don't even have to tell him to go to the back door. He'll go without being told. In fact, if there is no back door, he will demand that what is cut out for his use, his education, demands it. See, if you control a man's thinking, he will begin eventually to lower himself to your standard. Right? One of the things that a slave master during the slave period in this country could do is buy a slave. He could sell a slave. He could abuse a slave. He could whip a slave. But he wouldn't teach a slave. Because if you teach a slave, there'll be no keeping that slave as a slave. But if you tell a slave, if I catch you reading, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you some pain. If I catch you trying to learn, I might tie you to that tree and whip you. And so, pretty soon, he will begin to fall right in line. You don't need to tell them to go to the back door, they'll go without being told. It happens right here in this school building.
I am done for. ask myself, what is this self of mine? Wretchedness and misery. To my first love, I was unfaithful. And am I now to try to make up for it by being unfaithful to my second? No. I will hate him. Only so can I find rest and occupation. I will weave a garland of curses out of all that reminds me of him. And for every kiss I say, a curse on you. And for every embrace, 10 curses on you. And for every time he swore that he loved me, I shall swear that I will hate him. This will be my war. To this I shall dedicate myself. And so I shall be a nun after all, praying early and late. Or should I be content that he once loved me? Maybe I should be a sensible girl who didn't throw him away, in proud content. I will hate him, for that is the only way I can tear myself away from him, and prove to myself that I am not in need of him. But am I not in his debt when I hate him? Am I not then living at his expense? For what else is it that feeds my hate? He was no deceiver. He had no idea what a woman can suffer.
Hatred of superiority, the hatred of achievement, the hatred of excellence is going to be a part of this erosion of Christianity and this lack of moral commitment, this decline of passion. All you're going to have is people who are envious of those few who ever get anything done, and they will do their best to badmouth that, and will do their best to impose a conception of right and wrong that reduces all questions to utility, to voting by the mass of people, and to an insipid mediocrity. Kierkegaard, remember, wanted to be buried and have on his tombstone that individual. He did not want mediocrity. He did not want to follow the herd. He did not want to do what made sense because he disdained making sense. He said, I have a wisdom here that goes beyond mere rationality. And if you cannot bring yourself to believe that, then that's your problem, not mine. You deserve to live in an age like this. He says that one of the problems that we're going to get with the rise of democratic political movements in the age of the machine and the advent of modernity is that everyone's going to be chattering all the time and saying nothing. Talk, talk, talk. Loquacity destroys speech. All we're going to do is constantly be gossiping about nothing. We're never going to ask or answer the big questions in life. He makes a very pointed remark, and I've always had it stuck in my brain because I think it's probably true. People that do not know how to remain silent do not know how to talk. That's a remarkable observation, worthy of any of the greatest romantic poets. And the problem with it is that however crazy Kierkegaard is, that's probably true. He says these people constantly chattering, constantly talking about nothing. I have a few things to say, but I'm going to say them and then depart. I will remain as enigmatic to you as I am to myself.
White teeth teens are white teeth teens are white teeth, 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 white teeth.